right. Hi. Welcome back to No Filter Career Advice. I'm Kim.
And I'm Karen.
And we already talked a little bit about getting your resume started. And today we're going to talk for a few minutes about building the content on your resume.
Yeah.
And the first thing is, we know that you might not have had a lot of opportunity to have a whole lot of work experience. So we're going to talk about some things that you can do to get your resume built up a little bit, add a little bit of meat to it, no fluff, and stand out from your competition.
Absolutely. Key thing is keywords. We need lots of descriptive words that talk about what you've done, not what someone else has done, what you've done. So you need to use those adjectives, and they need to be clear.
And you want to, if somebody's searching key terms, so if you're applying for a job and there's certain words in that job description, you want to make sure those words are also in your resume so that they'll show up in a search.
So an example of that, which I always use with my students because I teach Microsoft Office products, is that if you see in the job description that that person needs to be Microsoft certified or have good skills in Microsoft Office, and if they specifically put that they want you to be skilled in Access, database management, or Excel, because Excel is a key one for any student graduating high school, then you make darn sure that you put that in your resume.
Right. But you better be good at it too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You need to know a few things, like, common deleted and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you got to do that.
The other thing that we think you should do is make sure that you don't write your resume in big long paragraph forms. You should summarize what you did, your responsibilities, in some bullets, just a few bullets. Use action words. If you can ever have any data or any results that you actually did in your job, like if you increased sales or if you got any awards or recognition, you should absolutely put that in your resume as well.
Yes, that's key. Action words, but also don't go crazy with the bullets, please. Use the same bullet throughout, but then if you don't want to use a bullet in a specific paragraph, don't. It's fine. I just don't want to see a whole line of bullets from top to bottom.
So the next thing you want to talk about is if your resume is looking pretty sparse. So there's always opportunities for you to go out there and volunteer. And whether you're volunteering at a nonprofit or you're actually doing some volunteer work at a corporation, a company, or a small business who is in your field and you want to show that you've done something with them, go ask people if you can do some work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give you a great example of this. I had a kid that came back, an alumni, and he was struggling to make connections down in Florida. And so I said to him, well, what did you do when you were here in Michigan? What did you do for fun? I love to play baseball. I love to coach baseball. So I told him, go coach baseball down in Florida. Make connections. Volunteer your time, and then that will really help get your resume out there.
Any coaching or camp counselors shows initiative, leadership skills. It just shows that you're a responsible adult and that you're willing to really kind of get out there, and also at the same time you're giving back to the community, which is so double bonus.
Which we all love. We all love that. So definitely try and fill that page with good stuff that will get searched through, because remember, we're scanning all these resumes looking for certain action words. And sometimes they get scanned by computers too, so they're looking for metadata, they're looking for those keywords. Fill it with lots of good stuff, and if you can't fill it, it means that you need to get out and about more.
Or you need to do more at work. Like if you've got a job where let's say you're waiting tables, okay? So besides the fact that you're waiting tables, what else did you do at that job that shows that you're learning skills? And what else could you do at the job? Could you come up with a new way of doing things better? Could you implement a new
menu?
Right, something, like anything. And ask your manager if there's anything else that needs to be done. And just go the extra mile. I think that's really what a lot of employers are looking for.
The last thing right at the bottom of your resume is references. And Kim came up with a great point with this references. You can say references upon request. However,
it's assumed that you're going to have references. So if you don't need to put that on your resume, but make sure that you know who your references are going to be, because if I'm going to employ you, I'm going to want to check and make sure that you're a responsible, upstanding citizen, and so I'm going to want to call your references. So here's what you need to do. As you're going through life and you've got bosses or mentors or teachers, professors who you have a relationship, you've built a relationship with, say, can I use you for a reference?
Right.
And then when you're going to do that, give them a heads up that I've applied for a job
Give
and
a
somebody
heads
might
up.
call you,
Yeah.
and make sure that they're comfortable with that. And make sure that,
Yeah.
you know, that they're going to give you a good reference.
And please give me a heads up, because if people give my name all the time and people will call me and leave a message on my phone, I'm not very good at picking messages up. However, if I know that you text me and said, hey,
Somebody's gonna call
so-and-so's
you.
going to call,
Yeah.
I'm going to look. And I'm going to answer that phone if I'm not sure what that number is.
Right, and you don't want to be like, wait a minute, what? Who?
Yeah,
You're
who?
calling for who? Like, so you want to make
I've
sure
had a
that they're
lot
mentally
of
prepared.
students.
Right,
Like,
and also that I've already thought about what things I'm going to say about
Right.
you, right? What you're good at, what your strengths are. So.
Right. So yeah, that's resumes in a nutshell. Oh, well, last thing, chronological order. Sometimes I see education, like their high school diploma or their degree, they put at the bottom. Oh, no. We put that at the top. You put the
Education at the top.
education at the top, and then you want to put your work experience. And again, what are you doing now is at the top, and then anything else of interest goes below that in chronological order. Please do that correctly, because I will throw a resume out immediately if it's not in chronological order. So we're trying to make it real. We don't have a filter. We'll tell you how it is, right? And we're here to help. So, you know, you can like, you can subscribe, you can share, but most importantly, if you have a question,
Yeah, post
put
questions.
Put it below, and we can
Thanks.
help you out. Take care. Bye.